Um, I think at times it's realistic. At times, I think it's something mindset you can control and push towards. But for the most part, I think every week you try to treat individual within itself. But I think there's momentum swings within a game as well. So I don't want to say you can't continue momentum. Uh, but I would be a liar to say I'm not a believer.
Dylan, we were just talking to Kevin. He was asked about, is it possible for a young quarterback to be too cautious? And you talked about, knowing the allowance to take the pocket. But when you look at the film, do you think that there are some opportunities that you left out there on the field to really push the ball downfield? And how do you, kind of adjust to what you're seeing?
I think there always will be. I think there'll be a balance of either way, right? Either pushing it down the field or maybe a balance of when people, think you should check it down. And I think that's the balance you work through as a quarterback. And whenever we're in the meeting room, you try to continue to push that balance of when in zone coverage you can high low and be more aggressive or bait a defender into taking something. And then there's times where you want to have an immediate reaction, depending on things happening up front or down the field, right? So I think it's just that balance you're continuing to fight. But like I've said before, you want explosives in the pass game, not only vertical throws, but also maybe a 5-yard throw that can go for 20. So any explosives really help.
Dylan, have you seen after three starts, teams are defending you differently than, say, the Vikings did in your first start?
I think everyone is believers in their personnel and their system and scheme. So I think they've all played to their strengths and just try to believe in that.
33 runs versus 20, 18 passes against Miami. The weather had a lot to do with that. But did that make it, I want to say, easier for your job, but a better formula than the week before?
Every formula is different, and any formula you find a way to win is important. But I think whenever you can be versatile and finding ways to win, regardless of how that shakes out, um, whatever it takes.
What are you expecting from this Mike Vrabel pass defense? What are you seeing on film about these guys?
Yeah, they're a great unit. Have been really good just throughout this year, and you see that they play together and definitely have our hands full. They're a great squad.
You haven't thrown an interception yet. Like, are you okay even talking about the fact that you haven't done it? Going on?
I mean, it's just every moment's within itself. I think it's just part of taking care of the football. And, I kind of try to break down the game into the certain stats that help you win. And, turnover margin's up there. Third down, red area. I don't want to keep saying the same thing, but there's just ways in which if you're successful in certain categories, it'll, give you the best chance to win. So just trying to be ultra aware of those.
Did you look at some of those throws and say that could have gone the wrong way, and you got a little lucky on a couple of throws? Is that something?
I mean, that's the game too, right? But yeah, I think you're always looking when you want to be aggressive, when you don't, and that's the balance I was talking about. But everyone has to teeter that, and that's the interesting part about this game too. Is it's the fun part too, right? You talk about it, and you could talk about what could have done or what could have happened, but at the same point, you trust in the coaches and trust in what is called and what we're doing, and the rest will take care of itself. All you can do is execute, play one by one.
It looks like you might have Dave jump back for this weekend. How much will that help you guys in passing in?
We'll find out, and like I said before, we love Dave. Anytime Dave's on the field, we're better.
After the game, you kind of brushed off the fact that it was your first NFL win as a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Later in the week, did you appreciate it more? Something on your mantelpiece?
Yeah, I got a job to do, and I want to do it at a high level. And winning is fun, like I said before. But the sun comes up the next day, and we got a new week. So every story lasts about 2 days, and then you're rolling.
You come from an offense in Oregon that was so explosive with the number one seed. Is it hard to adjust coming to an offense like this where you're kind of, not put into a box per se, but kind of, taught to take the cautious route and not?
Not necessarily. I don't think. I think everything's different. I think it's easy to compare and contrast because that's where I was last year. But for the most part, you want to be explosive. You want to play at a high level, but at the same time, there's steps in taking to that. You know, it's not going to just be in one day we're going to just do that. So we're taking the steps and we're going to get better and keep growing. And yeah, it's one step at a time.
What is the biggest difference between that you feel like right now going into your fourth start between when you first started to now? I mean, what is the biggest difference you feel?
Just more turns. You get more comfortable, more turns. You know, the more you do something, it doesn't mean you're going to get better at it, but it does mean that you're going to be more comfortable in those moments. So you'll grow in that. There's still a lot for me to learn, and I hope I never stop learning. I want to continue to learn and get better, and that's what I would say. But like I said, it's day by day, it's week by week. You're going to continue to grow, and you want to keep that going in a positive direction.
Was it a challenge to deal with the weather Sunday?
Just part of it. Part of it.
On Monday, Kevin talked about the importance of practice for young players, particularly quarterbacks.
Yep.
Do you see those benefits now that you're getting every first team rep in practice, and are there a couple areas that you maybe focus on particularly during practice?
Yeah, I think everyone that gets reps, there's more comfortability within that because, you know, if there's confidence in a play in practice, when you get to the game and you're able to replicate that, that usually does translate. So, you know, we talk a bunch about preparation, preparing the right way, and then, you know, getting those practice reps and making them look a certain way so when we get in the game, there's confidence when we call them.
Let's take two more.
In terms of your mobility, how are you finding that it's holding up against defenders at this level? And are you gaining more and more confidence each week on running the boots and the keepers and that stuff?
Yeah, I think mobility is part of it. You obviously want to move when necessary and not unnecessarily, and creating your own pressure. So something that you still want to find a good balance of. But anytime you can have, you know, your legs as a weapon, just adds another dimension to be worried about. So, yeah, we try to be as versatile as possible.